Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back with me. My name is Ririn Maulida Mukhtar. My identity number is 20291069. So today I want to tell you, I want retelling for you about my summary from the book The Invisible Life from Addie LaRue. So yeah, this book is talking about this girl named Addie LaRue. She's from this really small village in France. The year is 1514 when the book really kicks off and she has to be married off essentially. Otherwise, she's going to live a life of like nothing. And Addie feels really constricted by all these restraints that women have to face at that time, and so she ends up fleeing from her wedding and she makes a deal with a god who comes after dark, who's essentially a devil. She bargains her soul in exchange for freedom because that's really what she wants is freedom. But of course, it's kind of like a monkey's paw situation, where she get her wish granted but in a way that she didn't expect. This ultimate freedom that she's been granted is the fact that she can just never leave a mark anywhere. She can write anything. She can write anything. She can create anything. And when she interacts with people, they know her only for the time that they spend with her. The second that they leave the room, of they go to the bathroom or she's outside, they instantly forget about her. She is cursed to be forgotten by everyone and also by history in general just because she has no ties anywhere. So that is uh, the premise of this book, which I think so fascinating and is the reason I pick it up. It's just very much not my taste and my style. If you are reading a capture from like a period in the past, either two things happen. She meets an artist and she spends a romantic day with them, and she influences their artwork and becomes their muse, or she's in a pickle or she's having a bad time and the devil revisits her and is like, hey Adeline, like, is it time for you to give up your soul yet? Have you given up? And she's like, no, I'm not giving up yet. That's it. Of course, there's this later storyline in which she meets this guy at this bookshop, and he's the only person she's ever met who can actually remember her after he's left the room. So she's trying to figure out how that is, what kind of loophole this is, and that part is like moderately interesting. I think the first 100 pages of this book are interesting, and so are the last 100 pages. That everything in the middle could have been condensed, or it could have had some amount of variation. Instead, I felt like I was reading the same thing over and over again, just in a different setting and in a different decade. I feel like there's an alternate version of this story that I would have enjoyed a lot more had the historical period part of it been a little bit more thoroughly researched. But I don't think that was like the story of Victoria's Web was trying to tell. She's trying to tell like this loose, fantastical and kind of story. But I feel like I would have to enjoyed it a lot more have there been more research and had there been more of like a historical foundation there. And this is coming from someone who doesn't even really like history. But I just think that it would have been more interesting that we had Addie LaRue been there for these very cool events and had a role to play and had there been more significance in the fact that she has lived for the past 3 years and seen the world change that way. And I feel like that part was really not explored. There are some heavy name drops where it's like Beethoven, Shakespeare. She sees Frank Sinatra singing. She sees Voltaire in a salon. There are these heavy name drops that are just vaguely placed there to make you feel like, yeah, she has lived at the same times as these important figures. But they're now, uh, but they're never elaborated upon, and but they but they are never elaborated upon and they are never used of anything. You know, I felt like they served no real purpose in the story other than to remind you that she's interacted and she's been in the same room as the school figures because she's lived through history. Because she's lived through history. But it's like I felt I wanted something more with those things and I was not given that really. Most of it was like I meet an artist, I'm gonna take them on a picnic and they're gonna make art best of me even if they don't remember me. And that's just simply not the story that I was wanting. And I feel like maybe I will have like the middle chunk more had I just enjoyed the writing more. But the writing style was really not my taste. I feel like my main impression of it was that Victoria Schwab really likes her own writing style. If you read this book, I hope that you enjoyed it and I hope you didn't have a bad time because have a bad time when reading is not fun. So yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.